Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some video feedback so you'll have some details as you're working. Everyone has a unique site. I'm going to jump in and look at these as a first-time site visitor to give you an idea of the usability. And even if I've looked at these a little bit, that's my focus, all right? All right, so let's get started. Great job here. I like how this is working. Usually I would say don't overlap text, but it seems okay. I feel like this image is cropped in a different way. I don't know if you're cropping out a logo or what have you. I didn't at first notice the water heater. I do now. You might be able to blur that out a little bit, but otherwise the lighting and everything is pretty good. You would probably want to close up this gap a little bit, maybe make this column a little wider, bring that over. And a point here is it's very easy to get to just use your cell phone camera and go into natural light and get a good headshot. It wasn't always the case, but it is today. So play around with that. You can walk around your house if you want, looking for windows. Just make sure the background is set plainly. All right, and we want to make sure we eliminate any placeholder text. It gets overlooked sometimes in little places here and there. Good job. But overall, I'm really happy with this. This is easy to read. I like that. This less so. If you're going to use it there, it may need to be larger. You don't need it twice, but it's not distracting or anything. Great job here. You have consistent spacing. That's really important. You were able to get 6 on there without too much crowding, and that's important. So nice and easy to read. Okay, we have these in the center. It'll be interesting to see what happens with these when we get to the mobile. All right, so let's check that out. A little crowded here. You could probably put a space there. Be sure everybody is using their Google Voice or a free phone number instead of their personal number. I don't know, that may be a Google Voice number, so you don't put your number out there. You can give them your number after they email you. All right, let's take a look at the mobile. Okay, little bit of overlapping of text, so we want to eliminate that. This can go bigger here for sure. So you'll have to make that decision as far as how you want to do that, and you don't want to stack things up that have similar information and so forth. Okay. So yeah, mostly the overlapping of image and text is going on for this one. Okay, and maybe you want to blur that. Left align paragraph text. We're going to update that. Make sure these are yours. Just the overlapping. So that's in your header. So yeah, you can probably remove that, make that here or something. We do want to be consistent with your desktop. We don't want them to think they've looked at a different site. But now that you see how that's working out, you'll be able to adjust for that. A little more spacing, I think, and you can reduce this. Instead of job role, you can say role, that kind of thing. As long as you're consistent, you can kind of edit those down, but especially on your mobile if you need to. But good job with the content, and it's really consistent, so that's really great. Okay, so not bad. This has put it in a pretty good place. Yeah, mainly, it's the header here, right? So it's not going to be a big fix once you make your decision about it and bring that up. But otherwise, great job. Yeah, terrific. All right, I apologize, everybody. I've been at Hall of Fame all week, and my voice is starting to go a little bit. But yeah, let's move through. Great job. Love this. You know, you took a background that has been seen quite a few times and you've adjusted it in such a way that it no longer appears to be stock. And that's how you want to use stock. You don't want to just use what you find because people have seen it. Nice. Okay. Good, good. Okay. I'm not sure you want this much space for this button. You might want to, because you have it right here, you may want to place it, down here somewhere or something. Make sure you're working at 100% when you're laying out your pages. Okay, and so these are linked up. Well done. Take care of that. Good job. Easy to read. Okay, so this appears to be a collage of sorts. So let's see. Let's move your contact to the end. It's the last thing that people are going to be looking for, and it's where they're used to finding it. So it's sort of a web standard in that way. So you can see you'll want to put this in a column over here. And put this in a column, leave some space. A text box. Okay. Probably can reduce this. This is kind of a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I would choose the most important here and do a slash, whether it's director, cinematography, editor. Yeah, I would try and reduce this a little bit. Ideally, the same depth as your video, but that's what I would try there. Like I said, you can take the job out. You can put a few slashes in there like you have here. Okay. But looking good, looking good. Okay. I'm not sure that's working so much. Maybe just a header similar to this that says about, because you have your name here. Just the right amount though. Okay, I feel like maybe this just isn't centered. Maybe that is all it needs to be centered with that is above it. Okay. If you're going to center align things, then do that all the way around. Okay, yeah, close that space. Okay. Checking phone number. That could be a little larger. So just being consistent with the style type of styles, and size of your fonts as well. But probably could close this up. Let's see what this is. I'm surprised that's 23. Yeah, okay. All right, great job. I really love the color. especially love this. I think it looks really great and bold and easy to read. So nice job there. Let's look at the mobile. This probably could be a little bigger. Since you have this here, you probably don't need that there because it's here too. But you do want this on every page. So you probably don't need your number in your header. Okay. Not the first thing they want to know. Okay. I do want to, click on these and find something. So I think you want to, if you're going to use some of these, they should be actually entered into the page. Okay. Probably center align your copyright. Yeah, you want to reduce this down quite a bit. It's at the moment it's overpowering the example, right? It's appearing the most important. Okay, probably want to learn a little bit about you before we see the award. This could probably be cut down. Usually the About section copy can be reduced when you get to mobile. But other than that, and we talked about that, could come out. Your testimonials may be at the bottom, with this. Okay. And yeah, I think consistency with the font style like we talked about for this. All right, great job. Excited to see where this is going to be. This could go a little bigger. Or you can put this up here, whatever you want to do. We talked about moving that to the bottom. Great start. I'm really excited about where everybody is this week. Really, really great job. All right, next. So these, you'll want to put a thumbnail there, okay? Take a screenshot of some of your work and put that there if you're going to use that. You don't actually need this particular page probably, but it is sort of an extra step and we want to eliminate as many steps. If you do want to put a thumbnail there that shows us, something and we can make a choice that way, then that's all right, Let me know if this is not how it's showing up for you. Okay. And we try not to have an image for a logo. It's not scalable when you enlarge it because it's pixels versus vertices. When you have a vertice, you can expand as much as you want because it's mathematically making a calculation between those vertices every time you change it. But when you get to something that is an image and it's more like Photoshop, they're just pixels, and so they don't change as you zoom in or enlarge it or anything like that. So that's why we have logos in a vector graphic, a scalable vector graphic. You'll hear SVG, and that's what that's about. And that's why. And that's Illustrator, right? Let's make this a column. I loved this. I absolutely love it. I love the color and the lack of color behind it. I think it's great. the right amount of content, nice left alignment, very clear. Got your name up here, and just a quick pick up there. Close this space. You want to close that space a bit, so either bring that in. Make sure this is not your home address or home phone number, especially your home address. Okay, right, so when we were landing here, we're not really getting introduced to your work, so that's what you want to have here, is a thumbnail from your work. Yeah, because we can't get into it any other way. Let's see. It's a lot of back clicking. It's possible all of these, you could just land on one and continue through if you want, like you have it, and bypass the other page, which is your home page. Okay, so either remove this or put, your thumbnail. All right, let's look at your mobile. Let's left align this. Little space to take out there, and take that space out, close that up. You could put that at the top. It's just a great photo, so it could go at the top. Or not. You can take out one paragraph too if you wanted to reduce some scrolling. That's really for everyone. Probably I would just remove this background and have white text. You have this color, so decide if that's part of your brand or not. Okay, but otherwise it's good. There's not a lot. You can make this bigger, and I would remove that and just make that bigger. And let us know exactly what it is. Okay, you do that video production, but you could put it here. Put your name there and video production. And then that would be there on every page. And we would not forget what it is you're trying to show us. All right. So well done. Really close. You've got some great things going on here. All right. Good job. Okay. Immediately, the first thing I see is we want to reduce our files as far as, our fonts to just two. You want a header and a body copy. All right. So we've got this style, and then we have this style, and this style, and this, I believe, is a different style. This one, and there's, ways to check. That's Georgia. This is Open Sans. This, I think, is Arial if it's a font. This is, Reclame or Reclame. This, Open Georgia and Open Sans. Okay, so you want to streamline your text in that way. Okay. Avoid text over images like this. We want to look at this, and we want to read this, but we're conflicted when they're together like this. So be careful about that. Wrap this instead of leaving these spaces. Leave the spaces between paragraphs, if you will. Let's see. Decide on just a couple of colors instead of so many. I do want to come back to this because I'm not sure what this background is. This needs to come to the bottom to be, place that in the footer. I think this is your background, and we just need to simplify the shapes and things. And the background would be good if it's an image. You're saying that you're a cinematographer, so if you had a simple image, that could be, made a little less opaque, a little more transparent, so it isn't shouting at us, and it doesn't have sharp images or words. That's the kind of thing that would go in the background. We want to be really careful about anything that is parallax scrolling. I recommend that you look at the PorscheEvolution.com. If you can find the video, it used to be on that site, but it might not be. You'll see how to use parallax scrolling, right? And it has to be very planned out. But that's the big thing here is, I think, changing the background and bringing this into the footer, lowering that. There's a background there, right, from the template. And the way you're going to do that is it's in, I think, one of the lectures if you look at the videos, but you're going to select the background in your editor and select change background, and you're going to choose white, just a color, and that should remove it, right? So yeah, that's something you want to do there. Okay. I'm being pulled away from the work, and that's really what I want to see. And yeah, this is the background needs to be simple for sure. Okay, so simplify the background. You may have to make these all one color, and that's great, that's fine, but definitely simplify the background. We don't want to overlay our videos over a photo. Okay, I think you can see that. We want to simplify, and hopefully let me know if, changing the color to white doesn't remove those backgrounds for you. All right, so this is clean enough, right? Go ahead and make those the same color. Nice and clean here. I think it's enough to have this and not that. I think that's a little, redundant here. I know you like the way that sounds maybe, but I think this is really clear on what people want to know. Take this colon out. I think this could be the similar font to that, or similar size. I think I would left align this and move it over. This is a good size. I do like that. And I think you don't need to say welcome. It just needs to be welcoming. So I would take this off. And remember about sections. It's all about the site visitor. It's all about your potential client. What do they want to know about you, right? And what they want to know about you is what you can do for them. That's all they want to know, believe it or not. When it comes to being a writer, director, cinematographer, they just want to know what you can do for them. And once they learn that, they will look into who you are. But it should be more about them, more about what we can do, our skill, and less about us. That's the rule to think about when you're crafting. You're about, people don't know how to write about themselves, and that's okay, because we really shouldn't be writing a lot about ourselves. So just make sure that we kind of reduce things down to what you can do for them, and that is writer, director, cinematographer. Show them the kind of work that you can do, and then how they can contact you, right? That's what they want to know. And they're busy, so that's all they want to know. Okay, looked at that. All right, so this is a large file. That's why it took time to load, and why we saw the simpler version. You can use a Gmail account instead of a student account. But yeah, you've got everything here you need. Let's take a look at the mobile. Yeah, just some simple things. Once you do that, like 2 or 3 steps there to remove that background, you're going to have a better handle on what you're doing. So yeah, we're not going to overlap that, and we're going to make sure there's a higher contrast there. I'm not sure I can check out the type of font. If you're going to use this font, make it a little bigger and use it throughout. Let that be your body copy throughout. You will need to space that if you're going to use all of that content. I recommend using half of this amount of content. And of course, you're going to reframe this, relocate that so it's not cropping important body parts like the top of your head. Take this out. You've got it up here. If you're going to use this color, use it throughout. Definitely take that off. Okay. And yeah, you'll relay out that. Okay. Not too bad here. Once we take that off, it's going to pick up the green, and that's going to be all right. Go ahead and use the font we discussed. I don't think that is it. Okay. All right. All right. So, great start. I can see you've put a lot of work into it. And start with removing the background, and you're going to see some sweeping changes that's going to help you. Okay, Paige. Yeah, I noticed there wasn't anything when we land here. I love the simplicity, but I think you do have something you need to be there. It could be that it's something that's loading slowly. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling you know. So check that out. Great job. Maybe need a little more space here, about this much space all the way around, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you can, try and get that down to 3 lines as you have it here. Nice and clean, easy to read. Okay. Yeah, great job. This I have a question about, but you'll take care of that. Good job. Social media, is that on your contact page maybe? Okay. Okay, so you just have that. You do want at least a LinkedIn, all right? And then it's a good idea to have at least one social media where people can see your work. If it's YouTube, that's fine. We don't want to link in the content to YouTube. We want it to be down here so they don't move away from your page, because YouTube content is, you may even be working on this right now. YouTube content is curated especially for them, and so it's very hard for us to compete with that. Once they jump onto YouTube, they're not likely to come back to our site. All right, but terrific job, nice and clean. Very little to be done. Just add one social media, probably YouTube, if that's where this is. That's probably the one you want for people to see your work, and then if they want to follow you, and then a LinkedIn where you can, really focus on your professional skills and interact and network with people that way. All right. All right, everybody. I'm so happy with where everybody is at this stage. Again, I apologize for my voice. It's been a busy week. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. You can contact me. We can jump into a Zoom session. We just need to arrange for the time, okay? Yeah, you can text me if it's urgent. Please don't leave phone messages. I get a lot of spam, and I have a lot of students in a year, so I don't have their contacts in my phone, so it will just come up as spam. So please don't leave important messages on a phone, voicemail or anything. But you can text me and let me know what class you're in, what your name is, what it's about, and I can either help you that way or we can jump into the live virtual classroom. All right? All right, everybody. Keep up the great job. Enjoy your weekend. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. All right? Good job.